Hi everyone. Welcome to the overview of the week 3. So let's start by looking to the syllabus to see what we have for this week. Let's wait the computer. Basically, the first thing you should remember for this week is there are a lot of deadlines assigned for this week. Basically, because the coursework that was assigned for week 1 was also due to week 3. In week 3, you have due dates or deadlines for both coursework that is assigned for the first week and the third week, which kind of makes the third week deadlines more crowded. As you see, the quizzes of chapter 1 and chapter 2 are due this week, due Sunday of this week, September the 10th. Feedback 1, which was basically on the topic that interests you most, is also due this Sunday. A thread where you had to introduce yourself is also open until Sunday, and there's a project where you basically need to download data and write something on it is also due Sunday. So, there are a lot of things to do, but they are not that difficult. I think they are simpler. So in this week, you have chapter 3 opened and feedback 2 opened. Chapter 3 is, as you can see for this week, is on Ricardian theory, Ricardian trade theory. You might have seen this theory if you have taken macroeconomics course, and even if you have taken my Marxian economics course, I have spoken on Ricardian trade theory. But here you will see it in a little more detail. So, in a way, this week's chapter is relatively more complex than the chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 2. And taking this into account, actually, there is an additional resource that is provided for this week for the chapter 3. So when we go to the discussions, we will go to the discussion thread on Ricardian trade theory. And look to that. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Well, okay, so this is the discussion thread for chapter 3. So let's open it, for which we will wait a little bit more. Once we open it, you will see access for the usual PowerPoint files and the audio file, but there is also a link to the YouTube page of the University of Utah Economics Department. So actually you can direct access to the quiz by clicking this link. You can also click to this link and find YouTube videos on trade. There are 3 YouTube videos on trade. Basically, this is the most comprehensive one, but these 2 introduce you concepts that would help you understand Ricardian trade model. So the other thing we had for this week is let's go to the assignments. Is the feedback 2, and feedback 2 is to some extent different from the feedback 1. Well, let me tell you a little bit the reason why I had set the feedback 2 differently. As I told you before, this is the first online course I'm teaching. As a result, I would like to make sure that you are able to understand the topics with the available resources, with the resources you have, and especially chapter 3 is in that sense relatively more important, because chapter 3 is more complex than chapter 1 and chapter 2. So you might want to wait until you are sure you have understood chapter 3 before you answer this question, give this feedback. But basically, in this feedback, via this feedback, I would like to make sure that the available teaching materials are at least okay or sufficient for you to understand the subjects, topics of this course. So what you need to do is you need just click to this, which will take you to the survey, and after that the survey will get you to just one question. There are no multiple questions. And basically, I ask how effective are the book, PPT slides, audio files, and YouTube videos. In case of chapter 3, we will have more for the coming chapters in helping you understand the relevant topics of chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, especially chapter 3. Let's say okay. My student says okay, and once I submit the quiz, I will get the grade. You will get the grade, whatever is your answer. I won't see who has answered which, who has chosen which choice. So you will get the point, whatever is your answer. So this is basically the feedback 2 of week 3. You have time until until the Sunday of the next week. So you have 2 weeks, exactly the same time you have for the quiz 3. So it will be more beneficial if you wait, as I said, to be sure that you have understood also chapter 3, even if you have understood chapter 1 and chapter 2. So this is the feedback for week 3. See you next week.